Hi everyone, welcome back to the Overwatch World Cup, the one time of year we can all be biased, sad or happy depending on how our country is doing, where Canada is down tremendous, but the down unders are apparently on top.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. We got our first win. Hey, it's okay. You know, we will have the battle for the Commonwealth later on. I believe that's tomorrow, and I think we're casting that one, so bias will be at an all-time high.
Yeah, you guys will want to tune in for that match, but Custa, didn't you play for the Overwatch World Cup, man? Things have changed for you.
I know. I've become incredibly washed since then. But yeah, I have actually been able and fortunate enough to play for Team Australia. Oh my God, look how young I look.
You're an infant.
It was an awesome experience. It's a great opportunity for a lot of players to play on the international stage, play against a lot of guys. I actually went to Thailand, Bangkok to qualify for it, and then we brought our onesies. Oh no.
You still have that onesie?
I actually think it was recently tossed away because it didn't travel too well, honestly. All the zippers broke, but this was the qualifiers here. That was Johnny in the background. We beat Johnny to qualify for the actual World Cup, which is nice to see. And obviously Goomba was the coach of Team Australia back then. But it's awesome. And then we actually made it to BlizzCon. We made it to the round of 8. It was an awesome opportunity for us. And then we played against South Korea in the first round. I played Torb, and as you can imagine, we lost.
Great. I like how you had to remind everyone that you beat Reinforce. Hey, you even got to be on a video with Coach of the Year, Gunba. And what is your anti-aging secret? Because I swear to God, you look the same.
No, there's no way. Did you see babyface Custer up there? No, I've definitely aged. A couple of wrinkles coming on the forehead, but it's awesome to be able to see World Cup back once again. It's been 4 years, and now we have almost a new generation of players coming through to play in some of these matches. And we have, some actual veterans. We have a Pudo, as Zoe said, who's been around the ringer of the World Cup. But, for Team Hong Kong, some players that we haven't seen much of at all.
Oh, Pudo is a flex god. I got to cast him a bit in the Overwatch League summer stage. The way that he could do support, DPS, he can do it all. We start on Samoa, that neutral map. Then I really think the highlight for Thailand is actually their DPS, High Vision Ace, Opudo, if he feels like being DPS that day. They are incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting talent that a lot of people don't really, have eyes on. They don't really know how great these players are. We just saw it in the last Japan series. That's a great team that has a lot of experience in Asia Pacific contenders. But now we head into this match, and Thailand is the team that has that experience, and they won the Asia Pacific contenders. But to hear more, let's talk to Emily, who has the sideline report for this match.
Hey, thank you so much, Custa. So before the match, I was able to speak briefly with Team Hong Kong and Team Thailand. And I just asked the usual questions. What are some challenges you'll face? And what are some things you admire from the opponent team? And so Hong Kong was a bit cheeky with their response, but they said they're very friendly with Team Thailand. And what they admire is that they have many talented players, and you can see that they have 3 tank players. So they're a little bit jealous of Team Thailand's strategies and diverse compositions. As for Team Thailand, I asked, what are your biggest challenges facing Team Hong Kong? And they said that mainly, I would say ourselves, because everyone in the team except for Tito Watt has never experienced LAN. And finally, they wanted to say thank you so much for supporting us all the way from Thailand here in the US. We really felt the love of our fans, and we're definitely going to try our best. Back to you guys, Lemon and Custa.
Thank you so much, Emily. It's great to see the respect between these teams, and how much do you appreciate the support from, of course, their own country, but everyone watching. And hey, you can see Thailand feeling that support. Already a first kill for High Vision on the Xiaolian, and Thailand already got the cap too.
And it's interesting, we're going to see both teams come out on a mirror composition. They both want to play the Doomfist, something unconventional that only a few teams have been playing in the World Cup so far, but Thailand feeling very comfortable with that first cap, and they're putting the pressure on, and they find another pick onto M Crazy.
I know the desk we're feeling about the synergy between Thailand, and I think Hong Kong also have a lot of synergy. They played under Hong Kong Protege and contenders, so a lot of chemistry on here, but Thailand so far leading that and keeping Hong Kong at bay.
R3K actually plays for DAF Esports as well with a lot of these Thailand players. That's why you see them waving and they have that mutual respect. They probably know and understand what both teams are going to play, so it's just going to come down to who executes better. But another pick on the Mango Jai. Hong Kong just haven't even had an opportunity to fight yet.
Yeah, High Vision has been that highlight for the team, but Xiaolian gets the revenge. Thailand missing that one player. Do they still protect the point? They got the high ground, and especially that Doomfist of Titawat with these close walls in Samoa. It's great to lock down a certain hero, an R3K, shot through there by Ace as Oputo and friends move forward thanks to the nano of Pally, and Thailand haven't lost any control.
Yeah, the nano onto Oputo was so smart. Hong Kong committed so many resources to taking them down, and then boom, raid boss Brig not going down, and Hong Kong just couldn't keep up the damage. And now 80% and counting. Not many ultimates have been used at all. Zhao Liang cannot fall. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, that's not good for them. Hong Kong will definitely have to use ultimates as it's the last fight for the first point. Mango Jai with the nano. This has been that veteran that Hong Kong could rely on before, but High Vision is sneaking behind the team. Can he take out Mango Jai before that nano comes out? Hong Kong are quite far away and was actually hunting for Zhao Lian, who exposes him. Now duplicates available, giving that second life. Huge anti and a stun from Titawat on the supports of Hong Kong. And they weren't even able to touch Thailand with a statement of 100-0.
And that's what I expect from this Thailand squad. You know, we talked in the last series about, you know, Japan. This is a sneaky team that people might not put enough respect onto. Thailand is the exact same thing. They are a great team in the Asia Pacific region, and they could be a scary team moving forward. They're in a group with China, so everyone expects China to come through as that #1 seed. So Thailand and Hong Kong, they're really vying for that second spot in this group to make it to BlizzCon. So this is a very important match for both of these teams.
And there's varying experience levels too on Hong Kong, where I got to cast them recently in the Overwatch League summer stage, and performing at varying degrees just because they just made that roster. So I think it was NGK with Mango Jai and Zhao Lian, where wishing they could put on a better show. But this is what the World Cup is all about: redemption for how your career started, how it's going, maybe even resurrecting that career, whoever you may be. For now, it is Thailand taking up a lot of real estate. They've actually antied R3K, have him up against the wall, almost able to lock down High Vision, who manages to fly away, and Zhao Lian can take advantage of that moment. Now, you almost don't want to touch the point with how exposed you may be with no cover available, and Thailand are still jumping in. R3K is such a target of their focus.
Once again, first capture goes over to Thailand, though. Hong Kong doing a better job of staying alive. Now they're the one with the first pick onto High Vision.
Yeah, Thailand have the cap, but for really how long? You see Ace has to jump in to help Oputo, but at least is able to fire back with a double kill. And this maybe gives Thailand a winning chance, but Hong Kong still put quite a dent in the forces of Thailand. Can Hong Kong win their first fight? The nano onto R3K sure reinvigorates that front line. And now with the cap, Hong Kong can keep going.
Great confidence by Hong Kong, putting the nano onto R3K to give themselves that advantage. They get the flip back over, but now Thailand's going to come back. They will have the nano boost advantage, but Pally's actually running very far behind. Doesn't even have it yet at 80%.
Titawat going for the flip. This is the punch onto R3K, who's jumped behind, and Titawat goes down the hole. Buy some time for him to heal back up. He jumps back towards his healers, but takes too much pressure, especially with that focusing beam of Zhao Lian. Now all over these supports at the 3K for that echo of Hong Kong. And they have a lead that's growing.
Yeah, all of a sudden you see Hong Kong maybe breaking off some of those nerves, playing a lot more confident. Zhao Lian's finding these picks on the echo time and time again, and Pally is still not up to that nano boost. So now Thailand, it's their opportunity to enter in. They're going around the left side to give their backline a little bit of protection, and now Pally's going to drop the nano, but here comes the Brig duplicate from Zhao Lian.
Maybe not the one he wanted, but either way, the rally sure is strong if he can get up to it. But High Vision had duped the Doomfist, dropped right in the middle of the team, somehow escapes. He got antis hitting Hong Kong left and right, and that break from Zhao Lian did not last, but Am Crazy trying to do his best with the rally to keep his team up, but Hong Kong are struggling against the sustain and the team chemistry that Thailand have. That's a 3-man anti from Mango Jai, but Hong Kong lacked the damage to do anything with that.
Just no punish. Am Crazy, the rally was just a smidge too late. The rest of his team had already fallen and they didn't get the value of that rally. And now Thailand, they're upping the tempo. They're trying to dive early, trying to find an early pick. But now onto Kurumi, and there goes the overclock.
Kurumi is slept, and damage mitigation just enough. Hits 2. And that should be enough somehow. Yeah, Kurumi still dies, but that sleep should have been the end of him. That nano was huge from Mango Jai.
Yeah, great response from Hong Kong. Recognize the aggression from Thailand. Even with Pali hitting that sleep, just not enough. And now Peter, what's gonna be the first one to switch, goes over to the Winston. Maybe thinking they can get more damage, get into that back line.
Yeah, Winston, just a kryptonite to Ana too. And if Mango Jai is such an impactful person for Hong Kong, getting on top of these supports, the bubble right at the choke is great. You block off some of the healing. That's only slowing down Hong Kong, but maybe it gives some space for Kurumi and Ace to trade blow for blow. 91%, 92 before it's flipped back over to Thailand, who stay in the driver's seat.
Yeah, but Hong Kong, they only need one more team fight to be able to get this, but they have no ultimates. R3K switching over to the Diva, a counter pick of Winston because you can just shoot him in the butt and follow him all the way. But Thailand's coming up to some big ultimates right now.
Oh, you can't lose Xiaolian! But Thailand now have the dupe, afraid of how that Diva dive would go. High Vision buys himself another life in Thailand, just wipe Hong Kong, and they did have to use some ultimates, of course the Nano and the dupe, but staggering out Hong Kong is huge.
Oh, R3K just doesn't make it back to the spawn, loses the mech. He's gonna have to go back into spawn, switch back and forth, and now all of a sudden desperation mode for Hong Kong. M Crazy on the Lucio, R3K over to the Wrecking Ball, 6% to touch.
All right, swapping to the Hammond to allow that touch. R3K starts it, but is slept. And that means the rest of Hong Kong are exposed, and that Hammond never woke up in Thailand. We'll take map 1.
Ah, that was so unfortunate. The Wrecking Ball rolls through the point, but just a little bit early to trigger the overtime. And then the Wrecking Ball gets slept, so they can't re-engage on the touch. And it's a pretty convincing first map win here from Team Thailand.
It is. I think Hong Kong had a lot more fight. I think they had better planning around the Mango Jai Nano. Xiaolian kept up better against High Vision's Echo, where High Vision, I would say, was diffing him on that first round. Yeah. And I like the tank swaps. It's a bit of a chess match.
Yeah, you can see both of these teams come from a similar region. They want to play that Doomfist. They want to play the dive. That's what they're more comfortable in. So Hong Kong more than happy to take this mirror against Thailand, but some better looks on the second round. But if they can avoid some of the mistakes, avoid getting picked early on in the rounds, then they can start to play their own game, start to cycle their ultimates, because you can see signs of life from them the further we went into this map.
Smiles all around.
Yeah.
From the left side. It's nice. I was kind of talking to you before we got on our cast. It's very nostalgic. Sometimes you see returning players. We talked about that next generation. When we'll see South Korea in our next match, it'll be very different of a South Korea than in 2019. But here are your highlights of map number 1. The Doomfist matchup was very fun.
Yeah, and Doomfist has a very interesting matchup because it's all about your engages, your disengages. You can punch the blocks, right? So that sort of negates a lot of that defensive utility that a Doomfist has. So there is a bit of a mirrored tank matchup going on here. But the other one I want to highlight from this map so far was the Echo matchup. Xiaolian versus High Vision. I think both of them were making big plays, finding first picks, and they're just meeting each other in the air, trying to win that Echo duel.
I think Kurumi had some big pop-off moments too, thinking about when he got nanoed by Mango Jai and still pulled off like a 2 or 3K, which was a big win condition for Hong Kong to even get on the board. So now we're waiting for the map pick from Hong Kong. It is match point. These are all best of 3s, and Thailand, I think, got away with a swift 100-0, but Hong Kong still got some fight in them.
Yeah, and anything can happen as you move further in the series. Control plays very quickly. You want to play a lot of these fast compositions, but we've actually seen a lot of teams so far in this World Cup picking Circuit Royale so they can play around Sigma, play a little bit slower. You know, we saw how effective Kurumi was on that Sojin. If they could lean into that a little bit more, that could be a win condition.
See what the map pick is, and it's an interesting format because in map 2 you get to pick either escort or hybrid, so there's just so many maps to pick from, and in map 3 it's either push or flashpoint. So Hong Kong are locking in Circuit Royale.
Yeah, and this is probably them looking as like, hey, doesn't seem like we're going to win in this Doomfist matchup. I would be surprised if either team picked Doomfist on Circuit Royale, so maybe a different look in map 2.
We'll see if it will be a different look. At least that's what Hong Kong is looking for. It's match point for Thailand. We'll see what happens on the other side of this break. Thailand riding on a high 1-0 in our series on match point. Of course, highlight being High Vision Ace, the DPS of Thailand, putting on a show once again.
Yeah, you really just see the firepower that this Thailand squad has, but not just the firepower of the individual mechanics, just the synergy that they have coming into this tournament. A lot of other teams, their players haven't had a lot of practice time together, or they're just a hodgepodge of different players and teams, while there is just inherent, just synergy from playing so much in contenders that they can just translate to the World Cup stage, and that caught Hong Kong off guard.
Maybe Thailand felt like they had to change something too, and Hong Kong started to come back in that second round where Titawat was swapping from Doomfist to Winston, maybe to try to block some of the heals. And speaking of now changing things, we're gonna just change Titawat altogether. He's gonna be swapped out for Calbun, whichever one you want to go with. He was an off-tank player.
Makes sense. You heading over to Circle Royale, historically, that's always been a Sigma map. It's a long range, long sightline, so you play snipers, you play long range DPS, and Sigma really stands up and assists that so much. So Calboon coming in, we'll see if he's going to be able to sort of step up and throw another wrench in the Hong Kong plans, but you have to think that Hong Kong have an idea and have a strategy around sending Thailand to this map.
And Sigma's pretty meta right now, and I'm looking forward to the hit scan matchup between the two. We kind of just lightly touched on Kurumi versus Ace, both of these players being highlights of their team. Where there was on the Sojourn, maybe we'll see some Widowmaker. Now that you have maybe a less mobile tank like a Sigma, you don't have to worry about jumping back. Maybe you don't need the Sojourn, you can go for something else.
Not only that, with the long-range hit scan, right? Like, I think that could be a good strategy if you're confident in your individual player, but we've seen a lot of other teams most recently going over to the Bastion for that high damage output. It really changes the way that you have to play as a Sigma and as a team just because of the amount of damage that can come out. So maybe that's what Kurumi wants to go over to. Maybe they just have confidence in winning that 1v1 duel against Ace because, as we said, there's a lot of mutual respect, but because they play in the same region, they probably have a good feel for the skill level of each other player on the opposite team.
Yeah, and support-wise, it was cool to see Mangojai, the impact of his nanos. I think Pally on the other side, is it Pally or Oputo, the Ana, when they were throwing these huge anti-nades on the Hong Kong, felt like there were some issues following that up, just with the lack of damage or just how the chaos was running down. So it ended up being pretty close on the second round, but we'll see now with Hong Kong's choice how confident they feel on Circuit.
Yeah, and that's really the big thing for these guys is confidence moving forward because, we talked about how important this match was to win, to just sort of hopefully get to that BlizzCon finals, but there are only more difficult teams as you move forward. There are some stacked teams to the teeth with Overwatch League. We talk about China, we talk about USA, we talk about Korea, but then you also have some of these other middling of packs. The other team in this group is Spain, which are no slouches either, so there's always going to be more to sort of face, and this has to be just sort of shaking off the nerves, getting experience on LAN as well, because Emily said a lot of these players have never played on a LAN environment before.
No, and then you're just sitting across the table of your opponent. Thankfully, it's all friendly, we're waving and stuff, but yeah, who knows how that'll go. We're just gonna take a quick break because we have a technical pause being called, so we'll see you on the other side of whatever this is. I'm just so giddy to see all those Overwatch World Cup statues.
I know, it's been so long.
I can't wait for the main event. The players beat us there. Also, one of them got so excited to be there, they went missing, so.
Hey, sometimes you just got places to be in the middle of a match. You gotta go to the bathroom, you gotta get some air. I don't know, but hey, it happens from time to time, but I'm just like you, Lemon. I'm so excited for this BlizzCon, for Overwatch World Cup to just be back in general. It felt like such a staple of early Overwatch, seeing everyone cheer for their country, represent their country. Pride always comes out at such a big level in esports, so hopefully we see that once again this year.
And I know a lot of Thailand, including that new substitute of Calboon that came in, also from DAF Esports. Thailand actually held open tryouts and were like, whoever is the best, y'all decide, and we'll put you on the team, or at least we'll give you a tryout. And well, a lot of these players made it through that. Of course, when you have great chemistry from DAF Esports, that helps out a lot. But yeah, Calboon will be coming in, like we said, as that Sigma player. Now that we have all our players in their seats, we'll see how he does.
Okay, we can cancel the milk cartons with the player's face on it. You know, we found them. Everybody calm down. Everyone give the coach a wave on the way out. You know, this is such respectful players and teams. You know, I know Team Australia. I've played for them. I know how it's going. People aren't that friendly to the coaches in Australia, but I respect it. I respect the love that they show for their coaches.
Sometimes coaches are decorative, but
Yeah.
they're there for moral support, and I love that for them. And you'll need all the support they can get for Circuit Royale coming up next, and it's still match point for Thailand. And as the team said, as Emily pointed out when she reported to us, the teams have been so appreciative of just being back on the stage and getting support from everyone in the world, not just from their country. Everyone is so stoked for World Cup to be back, and me as well. See how Circuit Royale goes.
Yeah, and you know, Thailand has always been a fan favorite. Obviously, it really started with Mickey for that team. He was discovered, a great player in the history of Overwatch, was discovered in World Cup. And that's something that makes World Cup special as well, is this is a platform for a lot of these players to step onto the international stage and make a name for themselves of like, hey, I can play at this top level, I can perform. And that's what every player is sort of really here to do, to prove that themselves as a player in their country can play with the, you know, and hang with the best teams in the world.
Oh, I know. I miss the Mickey, the Patapans of Thailand. Like,
the good days.
The good days. Hey, the better days are here, right? So Thailand have chosen to opt for defense, and it took a while to figure out this is the side they really wanted. Everyone's chilling on the high ground on the left side, kind of unconventional.
And interestingly enough, you're going to see Mango Jai come out on the Zenyatta, and this is a different pick to what we see from Pally for Thailand. So there's going to be more damage for Hong Kong with the Zenyatta, with just the orbs and the Discord, but Pally is going to have better individual healing because they have the packs, they have the AoE healing, and Xiaolian's just going aggressive with that Zenyatta orb as well. Gives them that excess healing to be able to sort of go aggressive onto the Hanzo of high vision.
Yeah, Xiaolian is trying to harass that Hanzo, as you said, but here's a storm bow and just goes, nah, I don't want that smoke. And you gotta be so careful. Just one random headshot is just the end of that. And this Thailand setup is also contesting the cart, like the cycling of the shield and the matrix there, or the kinetic grasp from Calboon. Hong Kong will have to remove them by force. CR3K taking a counter position on the other side of the cart. Finally, enough spacing is given over, and that cart is running away.
Yeah, that's the problem of the Thailand setup, is that as soon as they can't contest the card, it's going to move away from them. Fortunately, they do find the pick onto Xiaolian, but now Mango Jai, they've found the pick as well. So all of a sudden, with how far the spawns are for Team Thailand, Hong Kong will start to get it moving, but High Vision has to be careful to stagger too much. There goes, jumps in, falls down. But this is really a great setup for Thailand because all of a sudden, that's a lot of time off the clock. That's a minute 20, which they did essentially a spawn camp. As long as Ace doesn't fall down, that should give them the opportunity to get up ultimates and then hold this, you know, advantageous corner at the back here.
Yeah, when Xiaolian and Mango Jai were on NGUK, the whole Genji Zen sort of meta was a highlight for them. They just kind of got beaten by just other teams having more experience together as a team, but this could be a map that favors Hong Kong, especially Mango Jai on one of his more well-known heroes. But Kurumi is the one who also popped off hit scan wise on Samoa, but he gets rocked in the face as I'm trying to hype him up. 14 HP in a dream. You got Xiaolian Nano going after Ace, who just used the slide, I think, to get into that position, so there's no escaping that. Thailand trying to fight back with the Gravitic Flux, and I don't even know if Calboon got anyone. He's trying to cancel this responding Gravitic Flux, and Hong Kong, I think, have done more than enough to cap.
Yeah, the damage is done, but there's still supports here for Thailand. Xiaolian goes with the blade to try and close it out and just falls down. So all of a sudden, Hong Kong looked like they had the advantage, is eventually going to be thwarted. You should see Kurumi falling here, and so far, we talked about it. Why would Hong Kong go to this map? They wanted to put Kurumi onto this Widowmaker, but so far hasn't found any meaningful picks in this matchup. He's going to need to find something because those were 5 ultimates from Hong Kong used to try and cap that point. And now with a minute 15 remaining, they have no ultimates remaining, while Thailand, they still have the overclock. Pally has the rally. It's going to be difficult for Hong Kong to fight into.
Difficult when you used all the ults, as you said. I was like, surely this is enough, right? 5 ults equals fight win? No, apparently not.
Oh, that hurts as well.
And a headshot after headshot. Ace and High Vision doing all the work. And Hong Kong hope to escape with their lives still intact. And look who's bashing in. Pally's not done with them. And Hong Kong have lost a lot of wind in their sails.
Yeah, and they didn't even have to use either of those ultimates, the rally or the overclock, to win that fight as well. So now you're seeing swaps from Hong Kong with only 35 seconds remaining. They're going to have to rush towards the point, and Thailand are ready for this. They're setting up a trap, but Apudo falling early is huge.
Yeah, you fell for Hong Kong's trap. Great headshot to open things up and trying to punish Thailand, but it's Ace that had the space and just finds two like that. And Hong Kong find themselves all reset again.
Once again, Hong Kong are going to have to make switches to get towards this cart. R3K back onto the wrecking ball. But you can just see Calvin is just holding the spawn doors.
You see the cart says, I'm on my way, Hong Kong.
I'm coming.
I'm putting that thing in reverse. And R3K can't touch in time. Hong Kong getting full held on their map choices. Not ideal.
Yeah, and as I said, it just didn't feel like this strategy from Hong Kong ever came to fruition. The Genji Blade not able to find any value. The Widowmaker from Kurumi not able to hit the shots. And Thailand just playing an exceptional game of understanding the strengths of their setup. They had more healing, they slowed down the cart, and then they won that big important fight. So Thailand just once again proving that they are a very strong team with that synergy, with a pretty deep playbook so far in this match.
Just great spacing from Thailand when they see the wave of ultimates coming your way. You do not want to face the sun head on. So Thailand move up the road, respect that, and then we're able to engage back into them with their own ultimates. And then it does, it helps a lot when High Vision and Ace are getting headshots, and with how important DPS, their impact is on a map like Circuit Royale. You choose this map because you have faith in your DPS. And Thailand, oh, we get to see what Ace is up to. Oh, this is that double kill.
Yeah. And that was a flanking brig as well. We didn't call it out at the moment, but Pally goes, I have rally, I have 300 health, and I am unkillable and walking at you. And that just gives Ace the space to be able to just walk out, get those multiple kills. And that's what I'm talking about with that understanding of a strategy and a playbook. They've obviously practiced that in the past. They knew exactly how they wanted to execute it. And against teams like Hong Kong, who don't really react in the correct way all the time, it can catch them off guard in a big way.
Kurumi back on the Widow. And remember, I was telling you, I was like, oh, Sojourn, you don't need the jump because nothing's going to be engaging into you. Ace is like, no, I'm jumping in. I'm going in with this jump. And I hope my ranked teammates are not learning anything from this. But Kurumi wanted to line up that headshot. Failed both times. Now Mango Jai is removed, and Hong Kong can't afford to lose fights.
Yeah, and they can't lose any more players from here as well. You can see the car moving forward. The Hanzo Xiaolian might get caught on this statue right here. He's trying to make the run away, but he's just getting split off by the rest of the Thailand team. And now Xiaolian falls. Can Thailand keep the pressure going? If they find another pick, there might not even be a defense by Hong Kong.
Yeah, Xiaolian should have disengaged way earlier. The statue is such a hard position to get out of. And Pally says, it's Portal combat time. Thailand sailing away, box of victory in sight. Calboon is heading for the spawn room doors to knock on the doors of Hong Kong just to wave goodbye in the end. Thailand take the series 2-0.
Thailand just proving that they are the better team. Hong Kong just not able to do anything, especially on that Circuit Royale. We saw some signs of light on Samoa, but Circuit Royale, that was Thailand's playground. And for me, the most impressive thing is they have an effective dive, but they can also play the Sigma at a high level. They have great hit scan players. This might be a much more versatile team than some of these other teams in the Overwatch World Cup so far.
And also using Calboon ended up being a boon for their team, considering you just needed a Sigma to be that pillar, that bully at the front. That's exactly what he did. Gave more than enough space for his team to move forward and take the shots that they needed. It was Xiaolian that maybe overstayed his welcome there on the Hong Kong side over on the statue, trying so desperately to get a trading blow once they lost Mango Jai. Didn't get that pick. Kurumi too went for 2 jump shots, missed both, and those are opportunities that Hong Kong needed to execute on.
Yeah, Hong Kong, you could see the idea of their strategy really just relying on the mechanics of their players to just hit those shots. And sometimes those shots just never get hit. And when you have a brig of the, I guess, suicidal nature of Pali just running into the backline, getting his one, just putting that pressure for the rest of his team, all of a sudden that just opens up so many doors. And Hong Kong unfortunately fall, and now they have a ways to go if they are going to make it out of these groups.
It's going to be a tough road ahead, but I like you said that this is opening doors, which This is what World Cup is all about, putting these countries on a map. They're already on a map, but you know what I mean? Showcasing them to the audience. And everyone gets to be in person very soon for the main event. And, well, let's see how the desk feels also about their predictions. They're happy, they're sad, but how about now? What do you think, Zoe?